What is a cloaking device in Star Trek? A cloaking device is an impressive piece of Trek tech that can render objects such as starships invisible both to sensors and the naked eye. Cloaking is achieved most often by tying a cloaking device into a ship's deflector shield grid. Once the device is activated, it generates a field which selectively bends light around the ship or object. Let me just say that the sound of ships cloaking and decloaking is fantastic. Although cloaking tech is generally impressive and frustrating for those without it, such as Picard and the gang, they do have some limitations. The most common being that ships can't generally fire while cloaked because of the power requirements. Much to Kirk's dismay, General Chang and his goons use a bird of prey that could fire while cloaked. Other limitations include not being able to raise shields or use transporters while cloaked. Shinzon's master predator ship, the Scimitar, was able to do all the things while cloaked, making it very difficult for Picard and the gang to take him to task for his tomfoolery. Adding to the limitations, cloaks themselves are not completely undetectable. A cloaked ship could produce tachyon emissions or residual antiprotons, leading to detection. Traveling at high warp speeds while cloaked could cause a ship to produce a subspace variance or cause the ship to appear as a sensor echo. In large numbers, cloaked ships can produce distortion waves or high concentrations of tetryon particles. Adding to the frustration of many cloaking device users, ships under cloak can be detected by other means including metaphasic scans, antiproton beams, gravitic sensor nets, tachyon detection grids, long-range tachyon scanners, torpedoes that can track plasma, quantum beacons from the future, and really great eyesight for cloaking devices that produce a slight shimmer, search for Spock style. Cloaking devices can also cause some very strange side effects such as sterility in the case of the kidnapping children of the Enterprise planet, and traveling through time via a transporter because tachyon particles build up courtesy of a Romulan cloak as seen in Past Tense Part 1 and 2. But even with all their problems, they're pretty popular, so popular that they are used by almost every species in Trek, most notably the Klingons and Romulans. I couldn't find an excuse to say cloaked Klingon cruiser, so I'll just say cloaked Klingon cruiser 3 times fast. Cloaked Klingon cruiser, cloaked Klingon cruiser, cloaked Klingon cruiser. The only group not cool enough for cloaking tech is the Federation because of that pesky Treaty of Algeron between the Federation and the Romulans, which prohibits them from developing and or using cloaking technology. Before you start yelling at me, there are exceptions which include the illegal Pegasus with its phasing cloak which allows them to pass through solid matter, the Defiant which uses a cloaking device on loan from the Romulans, and the Discovery which gets a cloak in the future where the treaty is nullified due to Romulan and Vulcan reunification. When it comes to continuity, it gets very confusing when Enterprise introduces cloaking devices even though the Romulan cloak device from the Balance of Terror is seemingly Starfleet's first encounter with the technology.